This is Damon Stevens with FinWealth Builders. Today is Sunday, December 5th, 2021. This is stock market prep for Monday. So what are we seeing on this in the stock market and crypto today? Well, I can tell you that there's some shockers this weekend. If you're in crypto, I felt really bad for those people who got stopped out of their positions, taking out of their positions in crypto. But let's get into it. We'll talk about, what are some options for those people who maybe lost out or got pulled out of their crypto this weekend, and also what's going on with the market this week, and see if we can find ways to make money this week. So let's get right into it. So looking at the close of last week, you can see here, Dow Jones closed down 0.17%, NASDAQ closed down 1.92%, S&P 500 closed down 0.84%. And you'll notice here, just on this chart, as we look at it, the Dow Jones, you can see they just kind of grinded down even lower in the day. And then you had this big old push rally right at the very end of the day back up. Usually that's more of a bullish sign when you see this type of rally. Now, it didn't get over, resistance levels that needed to get back up, but it was good to see that bar come up there. So we'll see what that helps as far as this market this week. NASDAQ can see same thing, curling down, spike not as large as the Dow, but it spiked up at the end of the day. Same with S&P 500. We grinded down all day long with a spike at the end of the day. And 450 is really, was the line in the sand. And so knowing that we hit the lines in the sand and we bounced off of it was a good thing. So looking at the heat map here, you can see, overall down for most of the market, especially the FANG stocks, a lot of money moving out of tech. And so just something to be aware of. You see the world map as well. So you see that the whole world's kind of getting affected right now. And we looked at see if we're going to get a rally this year like we have in the years past. And it could happen, but a lot of grim stuff going on right now. So let's get into some of the charts and see what they're telling us, and see if that can help us plan for the week ahead. You see here the small caps here, just too little movement. We talk about that in our videos all the time. There's little movement. If we're not getting up over 100%, the volumes aren't going absolutely crazy. Usually I'm not trading these at all, which would happen to be the case. Looking at BNTX here, this is one of the ones that we've been tracking. Here, I'll pull back here. You can see that we hit resistance, and we pulled back here and bounced off this 207 level and trying to rally back up. So, does BNTX rally here again and back up? Well, it's at resistance right now. So if we can break through this, looking to rally back up to 420. If we get through 420, then start to close up here and run to new highs, hopefully. But really got to be careful, especially with the news around, the vaccines and the viruses and everything else going on. There could be a lot of volatility in these biotech stocks. Donut Krispy Kreme had this massive rally. It's not huge, but in relation to its movements typically on Friday. So looking for see if this gives us continuation and a rally up here, or is this just kind of a one-day hit? But looking at Donut DNUT to possibly give us a little bit of rally here. So that's good. There, VRTX rallied up here, pulled back a little bit on Friday after trying to spike through here. So we definitely have some resistance up here to break through. You can see, let me pull one of these lines down here just so you can see. So there's all this resistance that we had in the past back here in July timeframe and August. And we broke through that. And so it's a matter of trying to stay above that. We are barely above that. And then we have this big gap here, and I didn't have it marked on the chart. I can go ahead and do that, real time here, just so you can see where that's at and what we need to be looking for. So let me go ahead and just add that in here between these two lines here, so just so you have a better visual. So you see here, this is a gap to fill, and we filled out part of it, but we haven't filled the whole thing up. And so that's really what we've got to do, is get up to this 212 level and break out, so we can just kind of head up towards the old highs here. And so we'll see if we can do that this week. It is kind of hovering here. As long as we don't fail below this 203 level and fall back in, it should still try to rally because it is above all the moving averages. But it is kind of gapped further away from this 5 moving average. So this is going to get over this 200 here to provide more support. But so far, so good. Looking at earnings coming up here this week, not anything I'm really excited about. I highlighted some of the ones I'll be watching. GameStop is one that'll be definitely interesting to pay attention to. And then also Broadcom and Oracle. But overall, I mean, it's starting to get a little light here. Earnings are pretty much wrapping up here. So we'll see if it gives any opportunities, but not real hopeful on this week coming up. Now, you look at now, we've kind of pulled back. We're consolidating right here. Looking to see if we can get a pullback up here. I don't like that the moving averages are curled down. That's showing a sign of weakness here. Now, could it bounce off? It could, but it's starting to look weak here on now. Looking at our overall daily stocks, DXY, you can see here that it's kind of flat and consolidating on the dollar. The VIX, we've been having lots of spikes. Look at this big spike we had on Friday, boy, 335. So that's where the market pulled down, and then luckily, you know, it was a big wide range on Friday on the VIX. So volatility is definitely here, definitely spiking, a lot larger than it did before. You can see here these were our prior spikes. Everything was under about 28, and now we got this spike up here, and we haven't spiked up this level since back in January and back in November of 2020. So we're seeing those big spikes here. We'll see if we can start to pull back here. If we do, we can start to rally up, and maybe we'll end up, you know, have a pullback and then end your rally. But you know, a lot of things going on right now, so don't know if we're going to just be maybe choppy. Might be going up and down all the rest of this year into the first part of next year with everything that's going on. The SPY, you can see here, that's exactly what we have here is chop. So we're chopping back and forth. This is a really dangerous area to be until you have either clear direction that you're dropping below this 450 level and either find support down here on the 100 and bounce off of it, or fall through, and then now we head down to the 200. If we fall through here, this is a good shorting opportunity possibly to take this all the way down to 200. Or if it bounces off here and then closes and heads up, then we get our little rally, hopefully going up into this 473 level. So just got to watch it here. Gotta just be really careful with your trades right now, because I'm not sure, you know, you see this are pretty wide candles here compared to what we normally have. So with that volatility, it shakes out a lot of people. So just be careful on it and make sure that we're getting above those critical support and resistance levels to get direction. Triple Qs down below the 50, but we've got support here where we did before, this 382 range here. So we did find support. If we can bounce off here, we can start to rally up, hopefully. If we break below this support, then we could be coming down lower. So the next support level is this area right here at 368. So if we can find that, then, you know, maybe we can bounce off here. That's also where my lower trend line is, which you can see right here. We bounced off that before. So those are some of my areas of support looking for on these stocks here. Semiconductors kind of just chop right through here above the 20. So not a lot of momentum there. IWM looks like it's hopefully bouncing off here. It's hit this bottom of our trend line and below the 200. So we got to see if we can rally back up here, but you can see a lot of chop here as it's trying to get some direction and momentum. Dow Jones, same thing, kind of choppy right here. It's below our lower trend line, above the 200 and just below the 100. So we've got to get above that 100, and the trend line would be ideal to start to rally back up. Financials, very choppy. So again, we got to find some direction here. So just be careful in the trades right now. Gold is choppy as well. Still trying to get some direction there. Silver sitting here flat off of here. So if we can get back here and start breaking above these resistance levels again. Bitcoin, this is that pullback. And when this pulled back, it was overnight when everybody's sleeping, pulled back through the 200, through our bottom trend line and below down to this 40, just under 42,000. And what happened in a lot of exchanges is everybody got margin calls, and basically they closed out their positions. And then you have the whales come in, buy it back up, and get this nice discount they've created and rally back up. And everybody got lost with a lot of money here. And so I've heard that some of the exchanges, if you actually will contact them, they're actually working with some of the people if it looks like it was something that a margin call that should not have been called out, especially since the spike was so quick. It was down and back. So you had a very short time, maybe an hour to get in here and back in, but you'd have to have been awake or know that it was happening. If you got caught, you might be able to have some type of recourse. So I wouldn't let it go. They got to do something about this kind of thing going on in the crypto market. This is one area of volatility and risk that, can happen even in the stock market, but it's rare. And so hopefully this stays rare, but just be careful. That's why it's important to lock profits in. I was out of all my crypto, a week ago. At the tops, I just got out as I started seeing it kind of flattening out and trickling down. I got out of most of my positions. I had small pieces, less than a few $1,000s hanging in some of them. I bought on the dip. When these dipped down here, I did buy a little bit, still holding the majority of my cash though, to buy in once I know things have stabilized. And so there's a few of them that I kind of bought in. DeFi was one of them. I bought in at the bottom of Luna, but it's still making me a little nervous here, but we'll see if we can break out of here. And if we do, then it's a great buying opportunity, but I still need to see some momentum back out of here. And you can see this is kind of downward trending still. So we've got to get out of this and break out so that we know that we're headed back to a bullish area. If not, if we break down, then, we're below the 200 right now. So looking for shorting opportunities as well. But just be real careful because, obviously it can be very volatile here. This was really unfair for a lot of people, and that happens. But yeah, that was not good. I feel really bad for people that got hurt in that, and hope that they have some recourse. Same with Ethereum. You see this big drop here, ridiculous, almost down to the 200, just in a flash crash. You see that we kind of had it back here as well, back in September. So it's nothing new to crypto. This was the worst one that I've seen though. So that's really sad, especially as leveraged as people are right now. DeFi, here's what I talk about DeFi. So DeFi just is nice. It's got this huge rally. So it's in a rally right now. So even though, we had that little pullback and flash, DeFi is cranking it out. So I'm in this one, definitely loving this right now. This is one that I'm in, but I'm also watching it because we are elevated here. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of this rally. So, where do we top out? Maybe 5,800, maybe 6. We'll see, but definitely watching these levels to try to take some profits out of this. Luna, skyrocketed up here, had a nice big old spike here. It's pulled back down from today, so I'm watching this. If it gets here and it breaks this 5, I'm getting back out, and I'll get back in, once we, get back above these levels. Looking, they could either stop at the 5 and find support, or down here at the trend line. But, I don't want to get into this situation here where we, clear down here to 46 again. So definitely watch our 64. So just 46. So just watching this one here, because this is just ridiculous when you see that. So definitely watching Luna. Luna's been a good trade for me. Been very profitable for this one. So hopefully you're getting a piece of that. And if you are, then congratulations. That's our stocks. So be careful in the stock market. This is a great volatility month. Great. That means there's opportunities, but also great risk. And so just make sure you keep yourself safe, lock in profits along the way. I'm not seeing continuation plays. A lot of times I get into a stock, I'm looking for a continuation above multiple levels, and I'm not seeing it. So I'm having to pull out most of my profit from the first hit and then let some of it run, but very little of it run to those next levels. So that's my strategy, is kind of what I'm looking at. So be careful out there and play it safe, and have a great Monday, and we'll talk after and see how the day went.